I'm not tired. It began like any other night. Just me, my wife, and that heavy silence that fills the space between two people who've forgotten how to talk. She sat at the edge of the bed, eyes fixed on her phone, the pale glow painting her face in cold light. I leaned against the doorway, searching for something, anything, to say that wouldn't sound like a plea. You coming to bed? I asked finally. Careful, she muttered, not looking up. Then, the same words I'd heard too many times. I'm too tired. 3 small words that had become her nightly escape. Her gentle rejection. Her quiet way of saying she'd rather lose herself in that glowing screen than in me. I nodded like it didn't sting. Like I hadn't been counting the nights since she last reached for me. I turned off the lights, lay in the cold space we once shared, and listened to her footsteps move around the house, knowing she wouldn't be joining me. The next morning, her best friend Jenna dropped by, like she often did. Jenna was everything my wife wasn't anymore. Warm, lively, impossible to ignore. She'd been in our lives for years long before me. I liked her, but there was something about her gaze, half amusement, half something unspoken. They sat at the kitchen counter, laughing about something on Jenna's phone. My wife's laughter filled the room, light and effortless. It was the kind of sound I hadn't heard in months. For a second, I just stood there watching, grateful she could still smile like that, and jealous that it wasn't me making her do it. That night, Jenna stayed for dinner. We drank a little too much, and for the first time in ages, the conversation flowed easily. My wife talked more than she had in weeks. We laughed about old vacations, stupid fights, those early, foolish years when we believed love was something that could never fade. But beneath the laughter, I noticed things. The way Jenna's eyes lingered when my wife wasn't looking. The softness in her voice when she spoke to me. It wasn't quite flirtation, more like curiosity or empathy, but it stayed in the air longer than it should have. Later, my wife said she was tired, again, and went upstairs early. That sting hit harder this time. Jenna offered to help clean up. We moved quietly around the kitchen, the hum of the dishwasher filling the silence. Then she poured 2 more glasses of wine, handed one to me, and said softly, "She's been pulling away, hasn't she?" The words caught me off guard. I tried to shrug it off, but Jenna didn't let me. "I see it in your eyes," she continued. "You look lonely." I laughed, but the sound was hollow. Because she was right. I was lonely. Lonely in a house full of love's leftovers. For the first time, I admitted it out loud. I told her how it felt to be invisible beside someone who used to see everything in me. She didn't interrupt, just listened quietly. When I finished, she was silent for a long moment. Then she whispered, "You deserve to be seen." Something inside me cracked. I looked at her, really looked at her. Her eyes were soft, searching. The air shifted, and then she said it. "I'm not tired." No seduction, no teasing, just honesty. Pure and raw. She didn't move closer. She didn't touch me. She just looked at me like she was offering a choice I didn't know I still had. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it. Every part of me wanted to move, to close that space, to feel wanted again. But I didn't. Because behind that temptation was the memory of the woman upstairs, the one who once made me whole, even if now she barely noticed me. Jenna looked away first. "I shouldn't have said that," she murmured, grabbing her purse. At the door, she turned back. "You deserve more than what she's giving you. Don't forget that." Then she left. And I stood there, surrounded by dishes and silence, the air still heavy with everything that almost happened, but didn't. I didn't sleep that night. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to my wife's steady breathing beside me. When she turned toward me in her sleep, her hand brushed my arm, and it almost broke me. Because even through the hurt, I still loved her. I just didn't know how much longer love could survive like this. The next morning, she acted like nothing had changed, smiling over coffee, asking how I slept, a quick kiss on the cheek before heading to work. I wanted to scream, "You're losing me," but I didn't. A few days later, Jenna texted me, "Sorry for the other night. I care about you both." I stared at it for a long time before deleting it. Not because I was angry, but because I understood. It wasn't about desire. It was about being seen by someone when the person you love no longer looks your way. It's been months since that night. My wife and I are still together. Therapy, talks, little gestures that mean more than words. We're trying, but sometimes late at night, when she's asleep beside me, I still hear Jenna's voice whisper, "I'm not tired." It doesn't tempt me anymore. It reminds me that love isn't something you keep, it's something you maintain. That neglect kills what passion builds, and that if you stop seeing the person you love, someone else will.